Hey y'all, we're back. Retire with Less series. I know it's weird angles. I moved my desk, like I said last time, and I just cannot figure out a good way, a good angle for you guys to be at. So I'm sitting at here at a weird angle. It's just weird how you move from one spot to another, and it just blows everything up. But anyhow, we'll get through it. If you're new here, please like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Down in the pinned comment below are all the ways you can support this channel. This Retire with Less series is a monthly series born out of, I don't know, frustration, I guess, from hearing, the mainstream financial industry saying that you need millions of dollars to retire. And what does that do to one's psyche, right? Like if you're an average American, I don't know what the numbers are, but it used to be around 60 grand, right? Is what the average household income was. If you're making 60 grand and you're spending half of that on living expenses, and then probably close to the other half on taxes and fees and all that stuff, how in the world are you going to end up with millions of dollars in your retirement account? Most likely you're not. Most likely you're going to have to work until you drop, according to the financial industry. And guess what? They need those people. Those people are needed because that's what keeps the gears rolling. So that's what this was born out of. Trying to find a way to let the average person, right, generate some income and not have to, work until they drop dead, especially if they hate it. I mean, there's one thing if you love your job, right? Or you have your own business and you're just making it, right? That's one thing. But if you go to work and you dread it, like how horrible is that you would live 40 years going to a job you absolutely dread because they say you can't retire. You've saved up a couple hundred grand and you just feel dejected because you know you'll never get there. Is there an alternative? Yes, I've been doing it for the past 2 years, over 2 years, almost 3 years of this series has been going on. Someone was shocked last week that you do all this in a paper account. These aren't real accounts. No, these are not real accounts. These are real numbers though. I don't fake the numbers. It, 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 I did this to have a book of work to show that you can generate decent income with a smaller portfolio. Okay. And that's where this Retire with Less series was born out of, because I don't know when I first realized, 44, 45 years old, which wasn't that long ago. I might have been a little bit younger than that, but it clicked in my head like, oh, how am I going to retire? Because we were running our own business, but we were just making it. It wasn't like, we were making big money. But, my thought was, because I had my own business and we wrote down pretty much everything to show that we didn't really make much income, so we didn't have to pay any taxes. But what that does is it screws you in your Social Security income. So that's when I started, the light clicked and said, what am I going to do? What are we going to do? Because, you know, I couldn't see myself doing what I was doing into my 70s. It was a young person's job. And yeah, so that's what started me on this path. And then, 3 years ago, I started this series, and here we are, and it's still going strong. And, through all the turmoil and ups and downs of the stock market and all that stuff, it's still going, and it's still producing income that's needed with a smaller portfolio, $250,000. And we're averaging, roughly 3 grand per month. Okay. And now Could you retire on $3 grand per month? Most people could. Because did you know that if you're that average American making 60 grand, you're probably living close to $3 grand a month after taxes and spending on gas to get to work and buying lunches and buying clothes that's necessary to go to work and taxes, all that stuff. You're probably living on what this is producing. So I know I'm long-winded. Give me a moment. We'll step into the spreadsheet and we'll see how much money we made here in March. If you missed last week, we showed what the end results were of February's when those expired. Those options expired. We showed you what the end result was, and in this video, we're going to show you what income we brought in for March. So stay tuned and let's get into it. So here we are. We are in the spreadsheet, and for those that don't know, this is split up into two different portfolios. Okay, large cap and small cap. The small cap side used to be just QILD. When that sort of decayed and the income went below what we required every month, I switched it up and turned it into trying to be a little bit more aggressive on that side to grow it, because it went from 250,000 to under 200,000, and it's still under 200,000 a day, though it has produced enough income. So we're working that one out. But on this side is the large cap. What I'm doing here is SOXL and QQQ. Now, SOXL is a leverage fund. I get it. But, if we're going to retire in, with less than, what's normal, right? Because if you had $1 million portfolio and, you got you use the 4% rule, that's 40 grand a year. Okay. You don't have that. So you have a quarter of that. So you got to be a little creative. You got to be willing to be a little bit more risky and do a little bit more alternative stuff. But it's not extremely risky, in my opinion, because I actually do this in real life every day, or at least every month. I trade a leverage fund. So first off, SOXL, we do own 3,000 shares at a cost basis of $16.67. So we don't own no QQQ. That was good English. We don't own no QQQ. We don't own any QQQ. So what did we do to generate some income this month? Well, we got RYLD for one. We did buy some RYLD. I haven't switched out of this yet. It's still producing income. It's fine. We're down on it in a big way, but that's okay. And we have SOXL. So we own the 3,000 shares, so we can sell covered calls on SOXL. And what did we do? We went right at the money, basically $17 strike, out to April 21st. Okay, we sold 30 of them puppies, and we got $165 per contract. So what does that mean? That means if on April 21st, SOXL is at $17 or higher, we would have to sell our 3,000 shares at $17, even if SOXL runs up to $40. No matter what it goes up to, anything over $17, you have to sell it for $17. Okay, at expiration of April 21st. Okay, now for that obligation, we collected $4,950. That gets deposited right in our bank. We can spend it. That's what we use to pay our bills. Okay. And then RYLD paid out a dividend of 17.6. So we got $352 there as well. Oh, I forgot to mention, I am requiring $3,000 per month Okay. Now, we don't have to make it every single month, right? Because we do have a big cash cushion. So if it's market looks funny, maybe we'll make 1,500 that month and we'll take $1,500 out of cash. No big deal. That's why I love this situation, because there is a lot of cash on the side. And by experience, me being, basically part-time retired, having a cash cushion means a whole lot in retirement. Okay. So how did the month turn out? Why does that say May? I think I screwed up, but this is March. We collected a total of $5,302 in call premium and dividend income for an excess of $2,302 because we require three grand. Okay. So our cash right now is $215,076. And then the cash minus secured, we haven't sold any cash secured puts for the month. So our cash is sitting at $215,076. Okay. Total portfolio value right here, equity value, 84,910, cash 215, total portfolio value of 299,986. So over 2 years, almost 3 years, this started out at $250,000. It's now $299,000. And in 2021, we pulled out $34,000. In 2022, we pulled out $36,000. And we're up. So, wonderful. Because, we got $5,300 we collected for the month. And we're sitting on $215,000 in cash. That's awesome for a retired person, right? Now that what happens when you deal with these kind of 3x leveraged funds, the income from them is a little bit more pronounced, but it is a little bit more risky. So we'll see. We're going to have to keep on going and see how this turns out. That was why I've been doing this for so long. I really wanted this to break. If you watch some of my old Retire with Les series, I kept saying, I want this to break because I want to see what's possible, what's not possible. And it hasn't broke yet, except for the small cap side. That kind of broke. So what do we have on this side? All we're doing on here is TNA. That's the small cap 3x leveraged ETF. Used to be QYLD, and QYLD decayed over time. Income went down, and then we ran out of cash and we were done. So we sold QYLD, quote unquote, sold QYLD and turned it all into cash. And now we're sitting on 2,000 shares of TNA because we got assigned those shares from last month. So what do we do here? Well, we had to be a little bit more aggressive here too. We did get assigned at $36. So we own 2,000 shares at $36 a piece. We sold the $36 covered call, all 20 of them, and we got $78, okay, a piece. And then we went in and sold the cash secured put on TNA at a 26 strike out to April 21st again. Sold 10 of those. That requires $26,000 of cash to secure it. And we got paid $150 a piece for those. So in total, we got $3,060 all in, right? And that's a little less than 100 grand, I think, because we're in it for 72, and then we have cash secured of 26. So what is that? 98. That's decent math. So we got an excess of $60 for the month. So we're sitting on $131,628 in cash. Okay. But cash minus secured, because we have to set aside that $26,000. It's still in our account. Okay. But we have to set it aside and not use it. Right. So it's not available to us to withdraw or use. but we have $105,628 in cash. So overall, let's see. Overall, the portfolio value 57,680 from the 2,000 shares of TNA, and then 131,628 in cash for a total of 189,308. So this went from 250 to 189, pretty much thanks to QYLD. So it did work though, mostly, for the most part, right? Because 2021 we got $34,000 in income, and you'll see 2022 QYLD just went down and income went down, and we got to 29,000. So not horrible, but going from 250 down to 200,000 was not wasn't the greatest. So we cashed out, and now we're hopefully gonna build this back up. We'll see. Right. Again, I'm being a little more aggressive on this side, just because, we're down so much. So we're seeing if we can repair it. Honestly, we probably won't, but time will tell. So that's how everything went. Hope you guys enjoy this series. I really enjoy this series because it's one that has, stood the test of time. And it's real numbers. Now it's not real money, but it's real numbers, right? I don't fake the numbers. If I faked it, I could have went in here on SOXL, and I'm pretty sure this covered call is probably worth a lot more today than it was on Monday. But I just go by rules. I don't try to do too much, because I look at this portfolio twice a month. Once to find out what happened on the previous month's contracts, and another time, which is usually on a Friday, I look at it, and then the following Monday I'll look at it to figure out these numbers. So twice a month, about 5 minutes worth of spreadsheet time, and that's it per month. So this could really, a lot of people say, I don't have the time for that. Well, this literally has taken 5 minutes per month and produced, this kind of income every year for 5 minutes a month. So I know I'm long-winded. I know options aren't for everybody, but I implore you to at least look at the basics, learn the basics of it, because that's all we're doing. We're not doing anything fancy. We're not doing anything dangerous. None of these trades will blow up your account. We don't buy options. We just sell premium, and that's it. Okay. So we're not doing anything fancy. No, nothing very hard. It's very basic. And this basicness, since I just made up a word, has worked out very well. So hope you guys enjoyed. Again, down below, if you would, the Amazon link and ways to support me, I would appreciate it. Hope you guys are doing well in these times, and I hope your goals are being met. So thanks for joining me. We'll talk to you later. I'm Jerry with Retire with Less, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks. Bye-bye. I am not a financial advisor. The information contained in this video is for entertainment and informational purposes only. It is not intended to be investment advice. Please seek a licensed professional for any investment, tax, or legal advice. Thank you.